Bunch of people here. We're going to step into tower, start taking the tower shots for the team, get the stun, and our team is able to clean it up. Bacchus is here. We're going to pop our shell. Just make sure our team takes minimum amount of damage. Bacchus is pretty weak. We're going to step in with our team. Hell's taking the damage from the tower. We're going to use our burp, basic attack, and we're able to clean up the Bacchus. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play Bacchus as support. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right and what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If you are a returning viewer, Bacchus has great initiation and some very good peel. You're going to have to make the decision on whether you want to initiate or hang out in the back line and provide peel for your teammates. So let's go ahead and get into Bacchus's kit. Bacchus's one is called Chug. Bacchus is going to pull out his drink and rip a swig, giving him additional protections and increasing his drunkometer by 40%. Bacchus's two. Bacchus is going to jump in the air and land, knocking up all enemies and dealing damage. If Bacchus is tipsy, which is tied to his passive, all enemies are going to be slowed when they land by 20%. Bacchus is 3, Belch of the Gods. Bacchus is going to burp in a cone attack that's going to deal damage every 0.5 seconds for 2 seconds and apply a 50% healing debuff. If he is tipsy, enemies are stunned for 1 second. Bacchus is immune to knockbacks for the duration of this ability. Bacchus's ultimate, Intoxicate. Bacchus is going to smash his jug of wine on the ground, intoxicating all nearby enemies and dealing damage. If he is smashed, Bacchus also gains magical power buff because of his anger over his lost wine. Bacchus's passive is his drunkometer. Bacchus loves to drink, and as Bacchus drinks from his jug, he becomes more intoxicated, gaining buffs when he gets tipsy and smashed. Bacchus also celebrates when he kills an enemy god, giving him 10% on his meter. So whenever he's tipsy, he's going to gain 10 magical power and 5% damage mitigation. Whenever he's smashed, he's going to gain 30 magical power and 10% damage mitigation. They recently changed it to where you can activate the one even if there's no point into it. You will not gain the bonus protections, but if you reach the tipsy state, you'll gain 10 magic power and 5% damage mitigation. And if you reach the smash state, you'll gain 30 magical power and 10% damage mitigation. So we have a lot of high pressure over in dual lane. We almost got a pick. If Neith would have landed her backflip, I think that would have had the damage to get the pick. So at level 1, we're going to put a point into our 3. Level 2, we're going to put a point into our 2. And then at level 3, I like to put a point into my 1. Then you want to max out your 3, max out your ultimate, max out your 2, max out your 1. So we popped our 1 3 times in Fountain, so that way we could reach the smashed state. We do not really have the mana to keep popping our 1 while we're in lane right now, so we're really just using the smash and tipsy state from whenever we started the game, and now we're going to kind of play it out. We're able to step out of the Chiron one. We're going to make a play for the jungle camp. We're telling Neith. Neith does not seem very interested. In fact, Neith is not going to come. We're not going to be able to get that Harpy by ourselves. In fact, we're going to rotate and try to help her out. We get the stun onto Ganesh. Neith has to fall back, so we're going to save our jump. Hell's here, so she's going to be able to heal Neith up. Our purple is up. The enemy Ganesh just backed, so now we have really high pressure, and we could possibly invade the enemy purple buff. I ping it on the map. I say help. Start attacking it. Neith hasn't rotated at all. She hasn't even looked at the left side. So we're not going to get that invasion. We definitely could have. We had the opening. Instead, we're just going to farm up this wave. Hell dropped our purple, so we didn't get any XP for either of the purples. This second rotation of them being spawned. Neith's making a play to go pick up the purple. We're going to fall back. She left some minions in order to do that. We wanted to make sure that we got the minions before leaving the lane. Pinging the Harpy, she finally realizes that we can hit jungle camps in between wave. So that is progress. We're going to work on getting this harpy, then go clean up the lane. We already have enough money to get the boots that we want. So we probably are going to back relatively soon. We have a decent amount of mana, so we might stay around for another wave or two. But we definitely want to try to back relatively soon. Neith goes for the oracles. Looks like she made it back for the full wave, so no issue there. We're kind of saving our 3 and our 2 to where we can tag minions and tag one of the enemies. Ganesh silences us out of our 3. That is a mechanic we're definitely going to have to look out for. We're going to go ahead and back, and we're going to pick up the shoes of the Magi. These shoes of the Magi are going to give us a little bit more power than the cooldown boots, and it's also going to give us some lifesteal. I like having a little bit of lifesteal on Bacchus because I feel like I deal decent amounts of damage with Bacchus. So having that lifesteal is just going to help me sustain throughout team fights. Cooldown on Bacchus also works, don't get me wrong. But with this build, I'm going to go into the lifesteal boots. So if you take a look at his passive, there are 3 states: thirsty, tipsy, and smashed. As long as the liquid is within the box of the area, that's the state you're going to be in. So right now we are in smashed, about to be tipsy. While we're smashed, we're gaining those additional effects from his passive. We hold off on our 3 because we know Ganesh can just silence us out of it. So we're just going to rotate out. We see that Hades is a little overstepped in mid, which means it's time for us to rotate mid. Hades gets a double kill. Their jungler is nearby. We're probably just going to hold lane and mid. So right here, we get a basic. We might have actually been able to get that Hades if I would have jumped on him right after attacking the front minion with my basic attack. Possibly. But we clean up the minion wave. There's 3 people in right. We're going to try to help, but she goes down before we could even rotate over there. So we're going to stay in mid, try to help this Scotty out a little bit. What Scotty skin is that? I can't recall. Anyway, we're going to rotate right, protect our tower. Bacchus is kind of nearby, so we're going to keep it relatively careful. We do have our ultimate, and our ultimate does a lot of damage. We probably don't want to ult full health enemies, but if they're starting to get close to half health or below half health, that's when we're going to want to ult them. Get them to kind of commit to something. Oh, we're just going to ult them to get them off our Scotty. We have somebody rotating in. Help comes in, is able to get some good damage. We're trying to get a basic attack off because that's all we have right now. They're making a play for the hell. We're going to use our burp. We get the stun. Hades uses his ultimate. We're able to jump and clean up the Bacchus. So a 2 for 0 right there. The enemy right side comes in. They have the Ganesh and the Chiron here now. Neith is going to push the tower instead of rotating, which I think right now is an okay call because it's a 3v2. But I do think later on in the game, Neith could help out a little bit more in the team fights. We're going to go ahead and drop the red buff. We're still sticking with the Scotty, trying to make sure that she is safe in mid. We let Neith know that they're missing mid and she needs to start backing it up. I think Ganesh rotated as well. There he is. Jump over the wall. Nope, that's not a thing. We're going to try to just make sure this Neith can get out. Get some basics off. We're going to stun her for the Neith. Jump, get another CC. So right there, Neith did not charge up her ultimate. We're able to clean up the Ganesh with some basic attacks. With Neith and her ultimate, the longer you charge it, the stronger it gets. There's a cap to that, but if you just fire it right away for the stun, you probably are not getting the maximum amount of damage from it. The enemy jungler is nearby, so we're kind of just wiggling around, trying to be annoying to this Bacchus. We should not have jumped right there. If this Chiron was landing basic attacks, we'd probably be dead. We're in a little bit of trouble, but I think we're able to wiggle out. Bacchus is on the Hell. We're going to rotate behind the tower, just make sure that he doesn't dive too much and that Hell can get out. Now that she has, we're going to go ahead and back. We are about 200 gold short of Gauntlet of Thebes, so we're actually going to stick around for another wave. Maybe even one more. We have the health, we don't really have the mana. We have enough to stay alive and clean up a wave, but we don't really have enough for a team fight. With that in mind, we're going to back after this wave and get our Gauntlet of Thebes. Hades is able to get the pick onto the Scotty. We thought maybe Chiron was going for his purple. He was not. We see Ganesh. Ganesh starts running away. We're just going to say retreat, peel back, and we're going to go ahead and back. So we're missing a wave from that. If we were to have just backed right after that wave, instead of going to check the enemy purple buff, we would have been able to make it back to Fountain, and then probably make it back to mid lane with the minion wave that's currently there. So a little bit of a delay in our backing cost us a little bit of gold and XP. We're support, so we're not super concerned about our level. We're able to get a pick onto the Ganesh. We definitely want to be a high level, but if we're missing stuff to help people, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Head back mid. Hades is a rough matchup. We're going to use our 3, get the stun onto him. Jump, CC for days onto this Hades. We're able to get him to use his Aegis. We see that Odin is pickable, so we're going to start rotating over, see if there's anything we can do. So, I don't want to ruin it yet, but I don't think this Odin knows that he can cancel one of his abilities to make it go off faster. So he looks really funny when he's using it. We start the blue. We can't really get it without the help of Odin. Not Odin, Poseidon. Bunch of people here. We're going to step into tower, start taking the tower shots for the team. Get the stun. And our team is able to clean it up. Bacchus is here. We're going to pop our shell. Just make sure our team takes minimum amount of damage. Bacchus is pretty weak. We're going to step in with our team. Hell's taking the damage from the tower. We're going to use our burp, basic attack, and we're able to clean up the Bacchus. So we are going to want to have a drink from our 1 in a second. We did just check their blue buff and it was there. So we're going to start working on it while our team gets the tower. Then they can rotate here, help me get the blue buff, and we will be on our way. Hades is in mid. Scotty's kind of in a weird position, in a vulnerable position. We're going to rotate and see if we can help. Their team's collapsing on her. I don't think she's going to be able to get out of this. She goes down, so we're just going to kind of sit in mid and hold it while we wait for Scotty to respawn. 2 people here. We do have the Hell with us, so we do have a little bit of bopping potential. Although it is 3 people here, so we're going to want to be relatively careful. We're going to have a drink. Get smashed. Odin uses his ring. We get silenced by Hades. We're trying to jump out. Hades' ultimate cleans up a lot of people on our team. We get a triple stun. We're going to start falling back. Hell gives us a little bit of a heal. We got to fall back even further. Hell goes down. I don't think there was too much we could have done to help her right there. Looks like their team's starting to fall back. Some of them are rotating towards Neath. They also could be potentially making a play on Gold Fury. I don't think we can really contest, Scotty and myself, so we're just going to stay in mid and clean up this wave. Try to get some of this XP. Enemy team gets the Gold Fury, and now they're chasing Scotty. Looks like Scotty was able to get out. They kind of are all sitting on Gold Fury. Yeah, Scotty was able to get out. So the Gauntlet of Thebes is going to provide us 300 health. It's going to provide us 15 HP 5. It has a passive that whenever you get a assist on a minion or an enemy god, you're going to gain a stack 5 for enemy gods. And each stack is going to provide you 1 magical protection and 1 physical protection. You can stack up to 50 times. So when this item is fully evolved, you're going to gain 300 health, you're going to gain 500 magical protections, 500 physical protections, 15 HP 5, and it has a passive that enemies that or allies that stand within 70 units of you are going to gain 10 additional magical and physical protections. After going into Gauntlet of Thebes, we're going to take a look at the enemy team composition. They have 3 physical and 2 magical, so picking up an item like Sovereignty can be very helpful for our team. We're going to avoid all that. We're going to jump over the wall. We get silenced. We jump. Bacchus is here. Hades dashes in. We're going to use our ultimate, create a little bit of confusion. Our ultimate, whenever we landed on somebody, is going to intoxicate them, and it's going to make them wiggle around. They're not going to be able to walk around. They're not going to be able to walk in a straight line. Neath is getting pressured. Neath goes down. I don't think there's a whole lot we can do if we jump over this wall. And we try backing, and a camp spawn. The camp spawns and starts damaging us. Small L. But we are going to pick up Sovereignty. Sovereignty is going to give us 250 health. It's going to give us 45 physical protections. And it has a passive that allies within 70 units are going to gain 15 physical protections and 35 HP 5. The HP 5 is pretty high. I feel like not a lot of items have 35 HP 5. HP 5 is the rate at which you recover health every 5 seconds. So every second you're recovering 7 health. And this applies to every ally that is standing within 70 units of you. So you're kind of a mobile regen machine that gives protections. You want to group with your allies, and they're going to receive some of the benefits from the Gauntlet of Thebes and from Sovereignty. Gauntlet of Thebes is the best item for the price, 2,350 gold, and whenever it is fully evolved, you're going to gain over 100 protections, some health, and some HP 5. Neath says, Bach, WTF are you doing, man? What? In regards to what? I don't understand. We walked into a whole lot of bad, so we're gonna jump out of that. We may have even jumped a little early. They're going on to our team. We're gonna come in, pop a shell, pop our ultimate, make it to where they can't run in a straight line. And somewhere in that, we used our beads. I'm pretty sure it was just the panic beads. I don't think I intentionally tried to beads anything there. But once we lost our jump and we lost our beads, we lost our ability to get out of the Hades ultimate. In terms of the relics this game, we're going to be going with Shell. I think the best relics for Bacchus are either Shell or Blink, at least starting relic. Blink will allow you to be a little bit more aggressive. Shell will allow you to help your teams out. For our second relic, we picked up beads, and that is because of the Hades. If we didn't get beads, Hades could just ult us, and we could potentially die every other time that he has his ultimate, assuming that our dash is down. We're going to go ahead, march up mid. Our red buff is still here, but we don't really want to get that without our Scotty. Looks like the enemy team is getting it, so we're actually going to clean up this wave and then try to rotate there. It takes us a long time to clean up wave. Looks like Neath is going to be able to get this Chiron. We're going to try to save this Neath. We jump in, get the knock up onto the Hades. That's going to slow him down a little bit. We're going to use our 3, get the double stun, come in, get the triple ult. We're able to get the pick onto 1. We're going to try to save this Neath. Odin uses his dash. Ganesh uses his dash. We jump into an Odin ring, which is probably not the best idea. Bacchus jumps in. We're going to try to burp Bacca, try to save our teammates. I think he used his beads. Not a whole lot we can do for our team right now. We're coming in, just trying to eat some body blocks. We're going to jump, get the knock up. Scotty's able to clean that up. We're going to try to get this pick onto this Odin. Poseidon's able to clean that up. Now it's just the Ganesh left. We have 3 people here, so we should be able to get this pick. Ganesh is not the fastest character, and as long as his dash is down, we should be able to get him. He goes down. We're right here next to gold, so we're going to go ahead and just make a play for gold. After going into Sovereignty, we are going to be going into Pridwen. Pridwen is going to provide 30 physical protections, 30 magical protections, and 20% cooldown. We're getting it for the 20% cooldown. When your ultimate ability has finished casting, you gain a shield equal to your protections for 5 seconds. When destroyed by timing out or being depleted, it explodes and deals magical damage equal to 50% of the shield's initial health and slows enemy targets by 25% for 3 seconds. This can only occur once every 45 seconds. So when we ult, we get a little shield. The shield is going to go away either by timing out or from just taking damage. Whenever that happens, it's going to explode, slow enemies, and just kind of help us out a little bit. We're really getting this item for the cooldown. We want to be able to use our abilities as often as possible. And Pridwen also kind of helps our survivability. It gives us some protections and it gives us that shield. So if we're really in trouble, we can always ult for a little bit of a extra buff to our health because of the shield. We get a double ult off. Hades uses his Aegis. We're able to jump in, get the stun. Or the knock-up, I should say, not the stun. That's incorrect. Poseidon's able to get a pick. Things are looking good for our team fight. We're winning a lot of these team fights. Odin comes in. We're going to try to focus Chiron. Chiron's the majority of the damage. We jump. He jumps back and also uses his ultimate. 3 people versus us 2. We get the stun onto their damage character, Chiron. We're going to start falling back because we don't have any abilities. They might get a pick on Hell. We're going to do our best to try to save her. We pop a shell on her. Oh no, we didn't pop the shell. We get the double knock-up. If we had an ultimate, that would have been a fat ult. Looks like Hell was able to get away. We were able to defend the middle tower, and Neath just keeps pushing up right lane. You can't back Chiron. We think about going for the Odin, try to prevent his back, but we got stunned by the Ganesh. CCing this Ganesh to death. Fortunately, our Scotty was a little far back. We're going to get the burp onto Chiron. It's going to stun him out of his dash. We use our ultimate. Chiron uses his Aegis, so he's able to avoid all that damage. Bacchus jumps in. We do have our shell. We pop our shell, try to save the Scotty. We're falling back. Hell's able to get the pick onto Ganesh. Bacchus uses his ultimate. We're going to get our burp off. He uses his beads, so he does not get stunned. Hades uses his ultimate. We're going to use our beads, even though we had our jump. We're going to start falling back. So now it's just this Hades chasing me. I don't have the damage to do anything. We're just going to wait for the Poseidon. Poseidon says, I'm coming, and I tell him, I'm just going to hold him on this corner. Hold up. And then Poseidon just rotates in and cleans him up. We were clearly baiting him. I mean, we were just sitting on the corner doing nothing while he tried to land basic attacks on us. We're going to go ahead and back it up. We don't have the mana. After going into Pridwen, we are going to be going into the Heartward Amulet. This item is very similar to Sovereignty, except for it works with magical and MP5. So the Heartward Amulet is going to provide you 55 magical protections. It's going to provide you 250 health. It has a passive that allies within 70 units are going to gain 15 increased magical protections and 30 MP5. MP5 is the rate at which you recover mana every 5 seconds. So our team's looking pretty good. We're down in kills, we're up in gold. We have map pressure. We could use some more wards. This game, we had a pretty bad game at placing wards. Usually we're a little bit better. We kind of just held these in our inventory too long and forgot about them. We're going to set up the other ward. It looks like at least 2 people in left. We're going to rotate over just to provide a little bit of support. Bacchus uses his ultimate. 3 people in mid, so this fight over here in left is a great fight. We should definitely try to pressure this Odin. This Odin. I don't think he knows he can cancel that to throw his spear. And it just looks ridiculous to watch Odin run around holding his spear in his hand. We are in a weird spot. We're just going to focus on their damage. I feel like that's the best thing for us to do. Right now we are acting as a front line instead of a back line. We're creating space between our team and the enemy back line. Chiron's still nearby. We're going to jump in, get our burp off, get the double stun. They pop a shell, so at least we were able to bait that out. We get kind of CC'd. We're kind of in a bad spot, but at the same time, we also want to fight this. We jump in. We're trying to get the burp onto the Chiron. We get greedy. We try to ult him. Unfortunately, it was not enough damage. We're going to start falling back. Like, that looks hilarious. He's still holding it. I didn't know you could hold that ability that long. We're going to get the burp onto the Odin. He's able to jump out of it. We're just going to tank the tower shots for our team. Gold Fury and Fire Giant are both up. The right Phoenix is about to respawn. We're going to jump in, land onto the Chiron, get our burp off. That's going to CC him. We're going to keep tanking this. Our team should be able to clean this up. Bacchus blinks in. Hades comes in. We actually need to get out of here right now. Neath is pushing up right lane. Able to get that right Phoenix. That's a beads from Bacchus. We are wiggling around. We just put our wiggle shoes on, and now we are doing our best to wiggle. Unfortunately, Bacchus was able to get us, but he had haste and katana. As soon as he landed a basic attack on us, he was going to be able to just keep attacking us. He's also faster than I am, so that was a very unlikely getaway, but I'm glad we were able to make it last as long as it did. Next, we are going to be looking to sell our starter item. We're going to sell Guardian's Blessing, and we are going to pick up Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is going to be our damage item. It's going to make it to where whenever we deal damage to an enemy, we're dealing 8% of their health. Soul Reaver is going to provide us 95 magical power. It's going to provide 300 mana and 10% magic penetration. If the target has below 2,000 health, when you damage them with an ability, it's going to deal 2% of the target's maximum health. If the target has over 2,750 health, it's going to deal 7% per ability. And if they fall between 2,000 health and 2,750 health, this passive is going to scale from 2% to 7%. Subsequent hits on the same target deal half the bonus damage. We might be able to do a little something here. Neath is able to ult the Chiron. We're going to stick to this Ganesh. We can totally collapse on him. Odin is rotating. We just need to keep Scotty alive. Scotty's the damage. We use our ultimate. Unfortunately, we could not keep Scotty alive. We're going to get the stun onto the Ganesh. Hal's able to get the pick onto Ganesh. Looks like Odin retreated. So we're just going to keep kind of grouped up. Start pushing up the map a little bit. We catch Bacchus. We get the stun. We're going to get a basic and jump on him. Hal is able to come in, get some follow-up damage. Hades is here. We got to be a little bit careful. Odin's behind us, so let's turn our attention to him. Get the stun from our burp, and Poseidon is able to clean that up. Hades dashed in aggressively. We just need to get a knock up, set him up for the team. I have no idea why he did not get knocked up there. I guess I missed my ability. I thought it hit. We're smashed, and we should be able to push right here. Not sure if we're going to be able to clutch the win. They have 3 people up, and our team is not the most organized. We're going to come in, try to get the stun onto the Bacchus. Bacchus. We're getting some basics on the Titan as Bacchus. We're going to get the burp, get the stun. We're taking a decent amount of damage, so we're going to start falling back. Poseidon uses his ultimate. Ganesh comes in. They're crashing onto Poseidon. We're going to do our best to try to peel for him. We're able to get the pick onto the Bacchus. Chiron, go down. Odin comes in, uses his ultimate. We're getting pushed back here. Our team's losing a lot of health. We're losing a lot of health. We're able to get the stun onto Hades right as he dashes in. So we got pushed back at maybe the worst time possible. We were pressuring the Titan, we started falling back, and then both Phoenixes respawned. So during that fight, I was spamming, we need to just attack right lane or left lane. That way, we can get the Phoenix timers to be different. Hopefully, there would always be one Phoenix down. We have both coming back around the same time, so I think we should have turned our attention from the Titan onto the other Phoenix and then try to go for the Titan. Because now we're in an awkward spot where we have 0 Phoenixes down. As support, I feel like we can kind of make those calls. I don't know, I feel like jungle and support are the two positions that you should be calling stuff out, trying to guide your team to objectives and what to attack. You can do it from any role, but support and jungle are rotating the most, so hopefully they have the most map awareness. We're just going to stay grouped with our Poseidon. Neath is tussling with Chiron over and right. Hades is here. Hades uses his dash. That is a ult from Poseidon, and we clean it up with our burp. Bacchus is pressuring Scotty. We're going to rotate over, see if there's anything we can do. Neath is able to get her pick. Scotty goes down to the Bacchus. We have 3 people on Bacchus right now. We jump in, try to get the knock up. He's actually chunking some of our characters, so we're going to do our best to kind of come in here and clean this up. He jumped and he blinked, so I think he is out. We are going to kind of see if we can cut him off around the blue buff. Up, he turned, and Poseidon's able to get the pick. We're going to march up left lane. Ganesh is in right. Neath's moving towards mid. Scotty's down, so it's a 4v2. We should be able to get something here. My thought process on this call was Neath is our structure damage. We need to rotate with her and get her onto a Phoenix. I think if we, meaning me, Neath, not Neath, me, Poseidon, and Hell were to have pressured that, we probably would have gotten that Phoenix. They have 4 people up now. We're going to have to be a little bit more careful. We're going to get our burp off, get the stun onto the Ganesh, land a basic on him. Can we jump over the wall? Can we jump over the wall? We cannot jump over the wall. We're going to jump over the corner. We're going to come in, we get the burp onto the Hades. Odin's here. His Aegis is down. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We're able to clean him up. That gives us a double. We're going to start pressuring this Titan for this Phoenix. Bacchus rotates in. We have a shell for our team. We're going to go ahead and burp. Try to save the shell just a little bit. Jump in. And Hell is able to clean up the Bacchus. We're just tanking it. Waiting for our team to deal some damage. Minions will be here soon, so it's no real worry. Neath is able to get the middle Phoenix. We are able to get the right Phoenix. They have 4 people down. We should be able to close the game out here. We're going to go and pressure the Chiron. Just get him to go into his fountain. And our team is just going to kill him anyway. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.